0213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145 and in Germany 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have two ears and one mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Story.
We always need to hear both sides.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
God give us men. A time like this demands strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands. Men whom the lust of office does not kill. Men whom the spoils of office cannot buy. Men who possess opinions and a will. Men who have honor. Men who can stand before and damn his treacherous flatteries without winking. Tall men, sun-crowned, who live above the fog.
Well, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I made up my mind to do good all the time. Cause all the time I find myself walking on the line. So when I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time. I would like to find a friend who really has love, who spends his world in very hard times. I want to do good all the time, all the time, all the time. Yeah, I say it once before, and I can say it once again. Things I used to do, I don't do them anymore. Place I used to go, I don't go there anymore. Yes, I said it once before, and I can say it twice again. Yeah, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yeah, I made up my mind that you good all the time. Cause all the time I found myself walking out the line. When I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time. I would like to find a friend who really has the love. Good friend in this world is very hard to find. I know there is a future, and I've got to find a way to keep on doing good all the time, all the time, all the time. Hey, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Those who seek to lead but fail to manage will become either irrelevant or dangerous not only to their organization but to society. For free society to function, we must have high-performing, self-governed institutions in every sector, not just in business, but equally in the social sectors. Without that, the only workable alternative is totalitarian tyranny.
When I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time. I would like to find a friend who really has love. Good friend in this world is very hard to find.
Leadership is not position, it's moral authority. Moral authority comes from following universal and timeless principles like honesty, integrity, and treating people with respect.
Wonderful, and I can say once again, things I used to do, I don't do them anymore. Place I used to go, I don't go there anymore. Yes, I say it once before, and I can say it twice again. Yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
A nation's well-being, as well as its ability to compete, is conditioned by a single pervasive cultural characteristic: the level of trust inherent in the society. The level of trust enjoyed is not necessarily on the basis of explicit rules and regulations, but out of a set of ethical habits and reciprocal moral obligations internalized by each of the community's members.
When I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time. I would like to find a friend who really has love. Good friend in this world is very hard to find.
Economic life is deeply embedded in social life, and it cannot be understood apart from the customs, morals, and habits of the society in which it occurs. In short, it cannot be divorced from culture.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Well, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I made up my mind to do good all the time. 'Cause all the time I find myself walking on the line. When I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
The following is a public service announcement from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is advising the public that effective Wednesday, September 15, it will postpone the administration of the Pfizer vaccine. The postponement comes as Jamaica awaits the arrival of a second shipment of the Pfizer vaccine, which is expected in the coming weeks. The WHO recommendations on administration of Pfizer second doses give consideration to the second dose being given 3 to 6 weeks after the first dose and up to 12 weeks in some instances. The ministry, meanwhile, is continuing to administer the other 2-dose vaccine, AstraZeneca, and the single-dose vaccine, Johnson & Johnson. Members of the public are encouraged to get vaccinated to protect themselves from severe illness, hospitalization, and/or death.
The Gleaner Premium will excite your digital media experience, satisfy your appetite for exclusive stories and special access to editors' fora, videos, podcasts, and much more. To subscribe, go to jamaica-gleaner.com/premium and select the e-Gleaner or website option. Welcome to your new digital experience, the Gleaner Premium.
Prices start as low as US $2.99. Sign up today and keep up with the Gleaners 18. It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing discussions to spice up your night. It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
look like she did love me to me. But me still, they say, she pushed me out, so do my best anyway.
That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Damas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
I would like to find a friend who really has the love. Good friend in this world is very hard to find. I know there is a future, and I've got to find a way. I want it to feel good all the time, all the time, all the time. Yeah, I said it once before, and I can say it once again. Things I used to do, I don't do them anymore. Place I used to go, I don't go there anymore.
2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 15th day of the 9th month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Put another way, it's the 15th day of the 4th month of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, and the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, is reporting on what has been and continues to be a very busy season. The Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on Tropical Depression Nicholas, located near the Texas-Louisiana border. Showers and thunderstorms have changed little in organization in association with an area of low pressure a few hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands, Cape Verde Islands. Environmental conditions are expected to remain conducive for development, and a tropical depression is likely to form within the next couple of days. This system is expected to move westward to west-northwestward across the tropical Atlantic during the next several days. That's one. The Hurricane Center is also reporting that satellite imagery indicates that a low-pressure system a few hundred miles northeast of the central Bahamas is gradually becoming better defined or better organized. However, the associated showers and thunderstorms are still disorganized. Environmental conditions are expected to become more conducive for development, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the next day or two while the system moves north-northwestward to northward off the southeast U.S. coast. Regardless of development, this system could bring high surf to portions of the southeast and mid-Atlantic U.S. coasts later this week. The Air Force Hurricane Hunters are currently en route to investigate the disturbance. And a tropical wave is expected to emerge off the west coast of Africa in a day or two. Thereafter, environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for development, while the system moves generally west-northwestward to northwestward over the far eastern Atlantic. A little closer to home, the National Meteorological Service says there's a trough across the central Caribbean, including Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain across the region through to late Thursday. Additionally, a tropical wave is expected to move across the island tomorrow. Thereafter, a weak high-pressure ridge is expected to build across Jamaica by Friday. The forecast for the rest of this afternoon, cloudy with showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly across sections of northern parishes and hilly inland areas. Tonight, partly cloudy. So let's keep our eyes wide open as far as the various weather systems are concerned. In the meantime, let's look at some of the other observances on this day. First of all, the month of September is still being observed as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, National Senior Citizens Month, Employers Month, Alopecia Awareness Month, that's partial or complete hair loss, Travel Agents Month, and Cheese Month. Meanwhile, Americans continue to observe September as National Preparedness Month. This week is being observed as Folic Acid Awareness Week in the United States, where they're also marking this month as Blood Cancer Awareness Month, Healthy Aging Month, National Atrial Fibrillation Awareness Month, National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month, National Cholesterol Education Month, National Food Safety Education Month, National Idiopathic Thrombocytopenic Purpura ITP Awareness Month, Idiopathic Thrombocytopenic Purpura is an immune disorder in which the blood doesn't clot normally. The condition is now more commonly referred to as immune thrombocytopenia, ITP. Also in the United States, September is National Pediculosis Month, and that has to do with National Pediculosis Prevention Month. Pediculosis relates to head lice. It's really head lice prevention month. National Recovery Month, also National Sickle Cell Month, National Yoga Awareness Month, Newborn Screening Awareness Month, Pain Awareness Month, Polycystic Ovary Syndrome, PCOS Month, Sepsis, SEPSIS, that's a serious condition. It is Sepsis Month as well, and that's a condition resulting from the presence of harmful microorganisms in the blood or other tissues, and the body's response, how the body responds to their presence, potentially leading to the malfunctioning of various organs, shock, and death. Sexual Health Awareness Month is also being observed in the United States, so too Sports Eye Safety Month and World Alzheimer's Month. The Cochabamba Local Festival is on in Bolivia, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, and Nicaragua. In fact, it is Independence Day in Mexico. Yes. Celebración de Independencia de México. International Day of Peace is being observed in Australia. Nuestra Señora de la Bien Aparecida en España, and Our Lady Mary of Sorrows in Slovakia. It's Software Freedom Day. Hoy es miércoles el 15 de septiembre 2021 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir both sides of the story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continua para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
Yeah, I say it once before, and I can say it twice again.
C'est mercredi le 15 septembre 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
When I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time.
All we're saying is it's Wednesday, the 15th of September, 2021, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line.
a message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Dr. Jackie is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. September is Prostate Cancer Month, and this Wednesday, September 15, we'll discuss the basics on prostate cancer and the impact it has on the immune system. Also, tune in for the exciting Healthy Conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as she speaks about ways on how to deal with worry. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, P.I. Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century, National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living, Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, Let's Save Water, Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town, Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor, and Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, September 15 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
All the time. Yeah, I said it once before, and I can say it once again. Things I used to do, I don't do them anymore. Place I used to go, I don't go there anymore. Yeah, I say it once before, and I can say it twice again. Yeah, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yeah, I made up my mind to do good all the time. 'Cause all the time I found myself walking on the line. From I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time. I would like to find a friend who really have the love. A good friend in this world is very hard to find. I know there is a future, and I've got to find a way to keep on doing good all the time, all the time, all the time. We hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point, this is Both Sides of the Story on Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those listening to us via the Power 106 FM app, which you downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free. Listening is free whenever, wherever. We thank you. If you're logged on to the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to Both Sides of the Story in particular and Power 106 FM in general. Hello, if you're listening to us via one of two designated numbers people can call to listen to Power 106 FM. For example, if you're in the United States and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106, you can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVANMALCOLM, and you will be able to not just hear but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, there's always YouTube. You don't need to have an account to benefit from the offerings on the YouTube website. Just get a device, whether a smartphone or a not so smartphone, a tablet computer, a laptop, a desktop, otherwise known as a PC, personal computer. And if you have internet connectivity, you're good to go. Open a browser like Google Chrome, Bing, Safari, any one of those. Type YouTube, the website will come up. And if you're doing that now, you should see this video trending. And if you're not seeing it, then in the YouTube search box, type DERVANMALCOLM, and you too will be able to watch both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. We welcome your calls, your text messages. In fact, let's remind you that the text line is the same as the WhatsApp line, which also sometimes is used by some callers as a straight line to us on this side of the glass, as we like to say. That one number where you can do those 3 or 4 things on is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. What's on your mind this afternoon? Looking forward to your thoughts. The news of the day, if you missed it, and just before we get to that, just a reminder that and I think this would have something to do with Simon Bolivar, but we'll perhaps another time. But today, as we said, we listed a number of countries observing Independence Day. The 15th of September is significant because it is the anniversary of independence for Latin American countries, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. In addition, Mexico and Chile celebrate their Independence Days on the 16th and the 18th, respectively. So tomorrow is actually Independence Day in Mexico, and the 18th is Chile. But all the others we listed, those are happening today. Let's share with you now. Right, so the news of the day, if you missed it, apparently there's a video that has been circulating, and featuring prominently in that video are two individuals in significant positions. One of them being the Agriculture and Fisheries Minister, Floyd Green, and the other being, his first name escapes me, surname is Bellamy. He's a counselor, and they apparently were in a group having at an event at a hotel, and they were really flossing, as they say on the street, and sort of in mockingly proposing toasts to no movement days and shower labor rights and all the other things that were said, and so on. And it blew up. It's still blowing up social media. And what has happened since that became public, that video went viral, the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Floyd Green, has resigned. And so here is the statement. In 2011, this is the statement from Floyd Green, Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Elizabeth. In 2011, I decided to get involved in representational politics because of a desire to do my part in creating a better Jamaica. It has been a very challenging journey, but I have been extremely blessed to have served as president of Generation 2000 and to be elected on 2 occasions to represent the people of Southwest St. Elizabeth. I have also been given the honor and privilege to serve as State Minister with responsibility for youth, State Minister with responsibility for industry and commerce, and Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. At every step of the way, I have worked hard. I believe I have conducted myself with dignity, honesty, and discipline. I have remained transparent, above the fray of tribal politics, and have treated every single person I come across with respect. However, today, I have disappointed so many. My family, including my son, my Prime Minister, and most importantly, the people of Jamaica, who I have sworn to serve. No matter how briefly and regardless of the circumstances, I should never have participated in any engagement that could indicate a lack of appreciation of the difficult and serious realities that now face the entire country. My actions have demonstrated a lack of sensitivity for the difficult realities that all of us are facing currently. It was wrong. I accept that this was an error in judgment and that it sends the wrong signal, especially in light of the government's drive to reduce the spread of COVID-19. For this, I am really and truly very sorry. Therefore, I met this morning with Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, and indicated that I will withdraw from the cabinet. I will work hard to regain the trust and regard of the Jamaican people. I remain 100% committed to serving the people of Southwest St. Elizabeth. I can and will promise that this lapse in judgment will not reoccur. Again, I apologize. I promise to, in the future, do right by the Jamaican people.
I would like to find a friend who really have the love. Good friend in this world is very hard to find.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. Dr. Jackie is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. September is Prostate Cancer Month, and this Wednesday, September 15, we'll discuss the basics on prostate cancer and the impact it has on the immune system. Also, tune in for the exciting Healthy Conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as she speaks about ways on how to deal with worry. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine. P.I. Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited. Let's Save Water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, September 15 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Who really have the love? Good friend in this world is very hard to find. I know there is a future, and I've got to find a way. I want it to be good all the time, all the time, all the time. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. coming to the phone lines in a moment, but first let's go to Miss Olive, who was the first to call through on our text line, which doubles as the WhatsApp number. Hello, good afternoon, Miss Olive.
Good afternoon, my dear friend. Milan scored gone 2 goal over Liverpool. Oh boy.
That's what Champions League. Time flies already.
Yeah, Liverpool and
yes,
Milan.
because of
yeah, they scored 2.
Davin, who is on duty right now, is reminding us that the defending champions are Chelsea.
I just watch the thing. I'm not in favor of any one or the other. I just watch because I like football.
I see.
And I'm a sports person.
Yeah.
Baseball, basketball, thing like that.
All right.
And yes, so I just want to thank all the people at KPH, from the security, the customer service, the doctors who I saw yesterday and the day before. I mean, I could not desire better Dervan. And I just want to, if anybody out there listening to Dervan, I must start advertising show in our KPH. So I'm can listen to you when I'm at the time. However, most importantly, why I'm calling today,
yes,
my grandson Matthew from Liberty celebrated his 16th birthday on Monday.
Well,
Dervan, if you ever see how the boy talk, me tell him mother said she's want to knock out the roof. Because then him head chung and shoot. She said all the bed, in bed too sharp.
So that didn't come from your side of the family,
No,
clearly.
You don't have to remind me. You didn't have to remind me. It come from his father's side. His father's twin sisters, twin girls, if you see them tall. And all of them tall. And my daughter's son, him tall too. My daughter's husband, doing name now, whatever, Mr. Price. Yes, so I just, I saw him yesterday. And, of course, he was in class, so he wasn't able to do much hugging and carrying on. But they took a break and took his picture on the a happy birthday thing. That was Monday. So he is 16 years old, and he is doing so well, Dervan. You'd never believe that that boy is autistic. He is doing so well, and I'm so proud of him. But don't mess with him, or else you have a problem.
That sounds familiar.
Anyway, let me leave you to do your work. So I just want to wish him a happy belated, as I did before, and I tell him how my fudge. I don't even know no name.
I still make that? Fudge is still around?
What's that? No, it's not. No, what's that? Him turn to my side, what's that? I said, all right, don't worry yourself. It's like him born in England and America in one,
Oh.
You don't speak patois.
I see.
I don't know if I told you, some time ago, he told his mother to send him to a school that teach patois.
Oh, so he can learn it?
Yes, because him don't understand when the children talk patois, and him don't understand a word what them talking about. That's my for you. Oh, you're so sweet.
Yes.
Anyway, Dervan, you be blessed.
And you too. All the best. Take care.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, 876-922-4112-5. Hello. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
Doing just the same. In regards to the Minister Green's saga.
For just a teachable moment, with regard to.
Okay, thanks. With regards to Minister.
No S. You can say best regards, warmest regards, or regards, but in the context in which you're attempting to using it is with regard to.
Thanks very much.
Sure, no problem.
Yes. I listened to many callers call up on the program before you, and it was like they were ostracizing him, right? Now, it is a very, 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 very unfortunate thing that he has done. It is very, very unfortunate for a man of Mr. Green's caliber. He's an intelligent gentleman. He's a hard worker. He is a people's person. He's a young man, and he has a whole lot of world before him. I think he did the biggest thing that any man could have done. He did something bad, and he recognized that he has done something bad. He did not try to defend himself or make any excuse or anything like that. He stood up to it, and he resigned. I do not think anybody, any one of us, no matter how intelligent we think we are, no matter how holy we think we are, I don't think any one of us have any right to put that gentleman before the firing squad. He has done something wrong, and he has apologized to the Prime Minister. He has apologized to us, the people of Jamaica. He has apologized to his family and all of that. And I think it was a very stout thing that he did. And so all we have to do is to put ourselves in the same position and to know that mankind are failure. Mankind, they are prone to sin and destruction. The only perfect person who walked this earth, as we were told in the word, is Jesus Christ. He never sinned. He never did anything wrong. And that is why he came to help us to do the right. And so I think as Jamaicans, we are too quick to kill people with our tongues. We are too quick to write off people. And it doesn't matter what the color he wears, whether he wears green or he wears red or tangerine or whatever, right? He did something wrong, and he has apologized, and I think we need to accept that. And those.
So who says people haven't? That there aren't people who have accepted that. Who's saying that?
Well, I am talking concerning what I heard today.
Yeah, but what you heard would just be a microcosm, perhaps, or just some people, as opposed to hearing every single person in Jamaica's position or reaction.
Well, all right, good for those who have accepted the fact that he did something wrong and he has apologized, like me. But I'm still saying that I listen to your program every single day because I love it from day one, from you started with the gentleman who died, right? I have been listening to your program and I learned a lot, and I think, you are a very special person to the media at this point in time. So I listen to the good, the bad, and the ugly, and sometimes I even get grieved the fact that you tolerate so much things and you give some people so much long time to talk nonsense and all of that. But I suppose
Careful now, desiderata.
Yeah. So it's a very good program and I enjoy it. And so I listen to people, and I am not really comfortable with some of the utterance that I hear coming from people concerning people who have gotten themselves on the wrong side of the fence. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are Christian, non-Christian, whether you are political or non-political. I think as Jamaicans and as human beings, we need to be more sympathetic when things go wrong instead of ready right off hand to write off people and to throw them.
Well, you're never going to get around that. We're dealing with a public figure or public figures. And it's par for the course. It comes with the territory. To whom much is given, much is expected.
Yeah, but we are not perfect, Mr. Malcolm.
And we all know that.
We are not perfect people.
We all know that.
It doesn't matter, how...
In other words, what I'm saying is you try as you may and call this show and that show and so on and write letters to the editor, etc. You are not going to be allowed to control how people respond to different situations and scenarios. So what you're doing is driving up your blood pressure, being overly concerned about how people are reacting, when in fact you have, the serenity prayer. I'm sure you're familiar with it, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So just think of those words of the serenity power.
Yeah, but
prayer.
I wish we would be a little more kind.
Yes,
right?
but could it be that you're hearing just, as I said, a microcosm of how some people view that which has happened, and you haven't been hearing how other people view the situation. So it's
yes, just like Mr. Malcolm.
Yeah,
just like Mr. Malcolm. Anyway, thanks very much for listening to me, and thanks for your correction at the.
Thank you very much. I'm learning as much as you are. I tell people all the while. I do the research, and people know that I have a library at home. It's not because I know a lot. It's because of the little I know. So I have to surround myself with the books because of the little I know.
Well, believe you me, sir.
Yes.
In my estimation, I think you know a lot.
Well,
and I am grateful that you are not one of those selfish ones. Whatever you know, you try to share it.
Well, that's how I've always been. I don't know any other way. Like those children, you find something or you learn something and you rush, Mommy, look here, Daddy, look here. Yeah, that's me.
Well, that's a very good way, and I'm sure that your children will benefit greatly from your investment in the lives of Jamaicans.
I'm humbled. Thank you very much for the call. Bless you too.
And stay on top.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We learned as children never to, and our mother was very clear about this, never to celebrate anybody's downfall. Because as my late mother would say, today for me, tomorrow for you. Right? But it's the way it is. It's the way. Just yesterday we were going through that piece by Bob Dylan, Bob Dylan's piece. The times they are a change, and this very thing we talked about yesterday. One moment, please.
All the time.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock. It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing discussions to spice up your night. It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Look like she did love me to me. But me still, there's she pushed me out, so do my best, young lady.
That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
It's young, it's fresh, it's worldviews from a youth perspective. It's Gen Z, navigating the ups and downs of everyday life. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Power 106 FM.
My parents used to say, time, all the time. I would like to find a friend who really have the love. Good friend in this world is very hard to find. I know there is a future, and I've got to find a way. I want it to be good all the time, all the time, all the time. Yeah, I said it once before, and I can say it once again. Things I used to do, I don't do them anymore.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon. Well, sounds like one of those afternoons with this line.
Okay.
Like the last time you called, but it means we won't be able to tolerate it for long. So go ahead and be as succinct as you can, as brief and to the point as you can, because the noise is unnerving.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. However, it's to do with Minister Green.
Yes.
I'm deeply saddened for him, you know?
Yeah.
Because somebody who I have a lot of love for. I know you will come back, and a part of his comeback must be not to allow anyone to lead him, but he should do the leading.
Yes.
It's very important that he learn from this lesson and provide the leadership going forward. He will come back, and I know he will come back. And I wish for him all the best and the entire Jamaica. And I just saying the line is bad, so I won't.
Yes. Yes, but we thank you for the call. Sorry, I'm not sure if it's your end or our end, but it's the same thing happened the last time you called. But perhaps you could have it checked out on your side, and we can always check on our side. I mean, the easiest way for us to check is to use the same line to call somebody else. But we'll check on that. Thanks for the call. All the best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. That person got tired of holding. Sorry about that. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Shalom. Intervene, Dervan, Malcolm, and the rest of the world.
Welcome.
Michael, the Hebrews that are quiet. Yes, well, I would like to just say that sometime, the leadership of those people sitting around table, sometimes, they make mistakes, but you have to try not to make those mistakes, because if those mistakes make the country is what we are into today. Because I told the Prime Minister on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to lock the airport before COVID left China, because the doctor was warning us who have a PhD that there's a virus out in China. So I feel as a representative of the people that I would figure out to save life as a leader, instead of thinking about the monetary part of it, because money cannot buy and replace life, as we lose a lot of stalwarts, a lot of people. And remember, the opposition didn't give the country over with viruses and death of medical nurses and all of that over to the leading party. So right now, I am not of a political party, Silama.
You have to, I usually say to people who drop that line, drop it. Really, don't use it. Don't use that line, because it tends to undermine whatever you're saying. In other words, don't tell me you are the greatest. I am supposed to be able to tell that by virtue of your performance. In other words, I'm just it's just another teachable moment. No need to put in a disclaimer that you're not a supporter of a political party. Just speak your truth and speak it clearly, as Desiderata says.
Yes, well, thank you for that. As I was saying that, I just like to see people live instead of dying. And, my greatest concern, if I was the government, is to think about the people that holding the virus at bay and thing until we can find a way to let people who is traveling into Jamaica. But, the virus came here because of the traveling. That's why I was so concerned.
Sounds like you're looking back with regret.
Yeah, because that's wholeness,
But we heard you the first time. But there's a saying that says, never look back with regret, nor look forward with fear. Look around you with awareness. What can we do right now? We can't change yesterday. Yesterday is done and dusted. It's gone. We have no control over tomorrow, the future. But we can do something about the now, the here and now.
Well, right now, because of I have to be staying home to avoid the road because the religion of duty of the government for not hearing and adhere to the PhD Chinese doctor. I have to stay home and
But isn't there help? Is the $187 million that the government has said for people who are in distress, that such an amount will be disbursed. I don't think the actual money, but in terms of the value of the items that the MPs, like food items that the MPs would marshal or mobilize for people like you.
So, well,
you haven't heard anything about that. Who's your member of parliament?
Well, I am a Kalsamuda member of parliament for the Constant Spring, and I really don't hear of it, but I'm kind of...
Because we have been saying on this program for a long time, well, not since COVID-19, that whatever happens, nobody in Jamaica should be allowed to go hungry. We must find a way to assist the poor and the vulnerable and the destitute. All those who are in need, the least we can do is to feed them. That's the least we can do, because at least that's some kind of sustenance that can keep them going for a little while, in time for them to maybe find something to do. I was reading the International Labour Organization was pointing out that there are a lot of informal, since COVID-19, a lot more informal or informality in the workforce. People just doing a little thing here, doing a little thing there, and it's the most vulnerable who are affected. And so we really hope that those who are in need and need to be assisted.
Yes, well, so I should check with my member of parliament.
That is what I would humbly suggest.
Okay, well, I would like to give out. I've been drinking the neem bush, and it is very...
Why have you been drinking the neem bush?
Because it electrolytes up your blood against the COVID virus, the cold.
Really? Which lab was that tested in? Your lab?
Well, I'm a...
No, I'm just saying. I get the point you're making, and you're fine. You're free to share with us what you're drinking or eating, but to draw when you start drawing a direct connection between one thing and another, we have to then verify the basis on which you're able to draw that conclusion. Because let's remember, one thing following another is not necessarily an indication that one caused the other.
Well,
in other words, and I'm not discounting neem. I know about neem, and I do my best to drink certain teas, etc., etc. Fine, but in the general building up of the immune system, that's fine. But when you now venture into the area of connecting that, making a direct connection with COVID-19, you'll need more than just whatever sensation you feel or whatever you feel when you, or however you feel when you consume neem tea. You'd have to do more than just tell us about that. It needs scientific verification.
Well, I know that the Bible says that we have all herb healing plants. So I have been, talking.
That's what I'm saying. By all means, enjoy all the herbs and our famous Jamaican bush, as we like to say. By all means, enjoy and build up your immune system. Nothing wrong with that. But all we're saying, watch how you venture now in the scientific realm to make a connection which you have no scientific way of proving.
Well, thanks for the advice, but fine, taken, and I appreciate what you just said, but I've done a lot of research though, and I know that.
We're not saying what we're saying. It doesn't make sense because, all right, you're no problem. We respect your position. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. All the best.
Okay, I'll check with the member of parliament.
Please do. And we did hear that announcement. I think it's 187 million. It was in the news not so long ago. Yeah, but this is the other thing. I guess we'll pick it up after the break, but the interregnum between announcements and the actual manifestation of that which was announced. One moment, please.
Cause all the time I find myself walking on the line.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Welcome to the new dimension in eye care, the Optical Zone, offering exceptionally comfortable eyewear. We fill prescriptions and do eye examinations. This complete optical store is conveniently located at Shop 14, York Plaza, Halfway Tree. Telephone 929-8656. The Optical Zone, providing vision for life.
Living in the positive.
Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your Legal Corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112-5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here, Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday, right here on Power 106 FM.
It's young, it's fresh, it's worldviews from a youth perspective. It's Gen Z, navigating the ups and downs of everyday life. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Power 106 FM.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. mind to do good all the time. 'Cause all the time I found myself walking on the line. From I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time. I would like to find a friend.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon to Jeannie Chambers, Leotine Bryan, Sophia Nemad in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Thank you very much for joining us. And let's greet as well Nicola in Mandeville, Manchester, Ricardo in Glengough, St. Catherine. Lincoln Pinnock says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Good afternoon to the staff of Power 106 and listeners. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. Have yourself, Mr. Malcolm, a good day. Same to you, Lincoln Pinnock. Violet White says, good afternoon, Dervan. Have a blessed afternoon. You too, Violet White. Audrey Smith says, afternoon, Dervan and listeners. Happy midweek to all tuning in from Southampton. Welcome from Southampton, Audrey Smith in England. Melinda Grant, good afternoon. Blessed Wednesday to you and the listeners. On behalf of the listeners, we accept your greetings as well. Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada says, good afternoon, Dervan and global listeners. This is what's on my mind, the appalling behavior of Floyd Green along with Andrew Bellamy and others on No Movement Day. I think they disrespected the administration and the citizens of Jamaica. Unacceptable behavior. Neither should still hold a post in the administration. Thank you for your message, Carol, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Richard Nelson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Blessings upon you. To you too, Richard Nelson. Inez Iona Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and viewers. A beautiful day it is here in Connecticut. Thank you. Junior Jabari, good afternoon. Chrissy Dunn, it's been a while. Good to see you, Chrissy Dunn. It's been a long time. Junior Jabari asks, why is the JLP constantly bedeviled by scandals since their reign from 2016? Not a good look at all for the Andrew Holness administration. Such a promising minister, says Junior Jabari in reference to Floyd Green. The resignation is also very touching, he says. I think this is one of the best resignations / apologies I have heard in a while. Chrissy Dunn says, I'm happy he stood his ground and took full responsibility for his actions. This is touching. How come that video became public? Wasn't he in his personal space? Apparently not, Chrissy Dunn. Alistair Prayog says, it's all corruption, but we are going to see a lot more to come to light. The power of prayer. My God said, he that exalted himself shall be abased, says Alistair Prayog. Chrissy Dunn says, I agree with your caller, although I don't know the gentleman. Not sure which one. Chrissy Dunn says, Mr. Malcolm, what are your views on this agricultural minister saga? It is what it is, and the right thing has been done. The position became untenable once that video went viral. It became untenable. And if the information had been publicized in some other way, or whether in private or public, it wouldn't take away from the seriousness of the infraction. But obviously, he has taken responsibility. We didn't expect any less. You take responsibility for your actions. You acknowledge the hurt and the distress and embarrassment and everything else that you would have caused, and you ask for forgiveness. because the good book says we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. And so there is that. But we have to take responsibility. Good, bad, indifferent, we must take responsibility and give an account for our stewardship. That's called accountability. So what has been done is what is supposed to be done. Carol says, is that female caller serious? Lady, do you understand that Mr. Green is put in a position to represent no #NoMovement? All written by Floyd Green is irrelevant. Sorry, simply because the video went viral. They made a mockery of everyone in this serious time. Apology not accepted by me. Sorry. He and Andrew Bellamy should be booted, says Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Junior Jabari says you can strive to be. Good afternoon, Jennifer Stewart in Kencott in East Central St. Andrew. You're quite right, sir. Never celebrate other people's demise. Some people make it their duty to do so, says Chrissy Don. Carol says, this isn't just a regular person. He's part of the administration to be representing the people. #NoMovement. Junior Jabari says, we're living in a very serious time where social media can be the death of you, both literally and figuratively. Janet Constable says, hello, Dervan. I'm deeply saddened by what has happened to Floyd Green. He has done the honorable thing to resign. Where did the rest of that message go? He has done the honorable thing to resign as a young man. To resign, full stop. As a young man, he has a great future, and I'm expecting great things from him. I do hope the others will follow his example when they do wrong, not to hang on and pretend they haven't done anything wrong. Carol says, not sure about anyone else. I was personally appalled after viewing the video, making a mockery of administration and citizens. We need to quit slapping people put in place to represent us on the. We need to quit slapping people put in place to represent us. I think the positioning of the this clause. Let's see if we can help Carol here. We need to quit slapping on the hand or slapping on the wrist people we put in place to represent us. Right. And Angela in Toronto, Canada says, good afternoon, all. Hi, Chrissy. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, everyone. Errol in New Jersey says, good day, Dervan and all who watching and listening. Pleasant. Yeah, thank you very much, Errol. Let's go back to the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon, Mr. Coombs.
Thanks for taking the call. I listen to you, Mr. Idea call. Idea start 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock. I listen 416 when you come on. Now your Simon come on, Miss Medicine Simon. But I listen. I hear you dig up something and read them from Jamaica was created. Yes, thank you for that. And Alan Bamboo plant 1885, so we are 1885, about 1890. I may beg you, please, Mr. Malcolm, will you look up here and you can't find it? Question, answer.
I'm trying to understand what you're talking about, Mr. Coombs. Help me.
I repeat. You talk when bread food was come to Jamaica, yes, me heard about it. Coconut will bring it, all will bring them things come in. All right, that's years before Alan Bamboo plant. Alan Bamboo was being planted late 18th century. 18th century going up to 1885, 1890, somewhere about. The gentleman for the property at that time was like John Gladstone, S-T-O-N-E. Gladstone, S-T-O-N, Gladstone. Gladstone, not Stone, sorry. In the 18th century, the Indian man were held planted. He was a part of the interpreter. And named Badaloo.
But you don't need me, Mr. Coombs. You have all the information there. That's what you're sharing with us, isn't it?
But me want to prove it if I lie. Mr. Badalu was a part of the interview.
So where did you get the information from?
Mr. Ian Bowen, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Ian Bowen wife mother come from St. Mary, you know. So when me call Mr. Bowen, he said, tell me something, I know you call me. You the man know so my mother come from St. Mary, Bedfield to Bedlock. Me born and go, Mr. Hold on. She name Ivy. He said, no go back for her. Mr. She name Ivy Abdul. Then he said, no, oh, I know you call me. Me so much me never know. Me just suspect I just say your mother come from St. Mary. Right? So, him say, him like how me get in a public life. So, Mr. Ian Bowen, the dang gone. God bless his soul. So, me ask him to look it up and she assigned me. I would call it my word. So, whenever time me have anything to do, ask me so and so. If you're not busy, so we take your name and take your number and clarify for me. Right?
All right.
So, tell me how we going here and going. So, me can tell you, most of what me talk now, me do research, you know. All right. Me want to do it. Remember, I did the 18th century. The man named Badalu. After him 5-year contract up, and next man named Munshi, he was a Muslim priest. The two of them come off on the same part of India, being what I was told. So the Munshi now was a Muslim priest, so him can't go to the Muslim, can't do Indian service. So the two of them link together now and he invite Munshi, who was sending me a place in Batam, Albany. And them go there, then take train, come off of Batam, Albany from Magati, go up there and then find woman up there, told them find woman. And then by land and Magbi and get the children up there. So, brother, you give me play a good party in it. Brother, you dead now, you get 2 children. One son, one daughter. One named Alice Badalo, and one named George. George died out of Broadgate in St. Mary, in a shop. George Badalo, right to a swinging bridge out of George, the pint shop on the right hand was his own. He died. So, I want to look it up. All right, you are from Belvedere, your mother, beg pardon. And she must have told you.
Whose mother is from Belvedere?
Sorry?
Whose mother is from Belvedere?
No, hold on. What many when I do the week is something, beg pardon.
Whose mother is from Belvedere?
Your mother.
I think you have the wrong person, Mr. Coombs.
No, you tell me, say somebody mother from Belvedere and I believe by you.
No, Mr. Coombs.
You said something and
if you're talking about my mother, I can't make a mistake when it comes to my mother.
No, well, you said
no, Mr. Coombs.
All right, you said somebody.
All right, never mind, Mr. Coombs.
All right,
we have to take a break. Thanks for the call. Take care.
You contribute directly to Jamaica's national development when you pay your customs duties. Let's all do our part in keeping the wheels of our economy turning. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing discussions to spice up your night. It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello?
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
You know, look like she did love me to me. But me still, there's she pushed me out, so do my best, anyway.
That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
It's young, it's fresh, it's worldviews from a youth perspective. It's Gen Z, navigating the ups and downs of everyday life. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Power 106 FM.
Cause all the time I find myself walking on the line. When I was a little boy, my parents used to say,
on YouTube, Al Green says, "Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, your team and listeners of Power 106 FM. I listen every day, but haven't commented in a while. Please keep up the good work." Thank you, Al Green. Sanjay Sinanan says, "Hi, Mr. Malcolm. St. Kitts won CPL in a thrilling final match. I hope the Talawa owners will consider more Jamaicans in the next season. Ramal Lewis, Blackwood, and John Campbell should be in the team." Not sure how much of a case John Campbell can make, having failed at the top of the order on so many occasions in recent history. But we wish him well. We hope he's learning. Virus Darby says, "Good afternoon, teacher and listeners. Cool day, nice music. I'm enjoying your program. It's my birthday. I give thanks I'm alive. Happy birthday, Virus Darby." Vioris, Virus Darby. Good afternoon to you and happy birthday. Thank you very much for tuning in. All the very best. Faye Weller, good afternoon. Rablather Black Pearl Michelle says, "Mr. Coombs might have been referring to me. My father had a house in Belvedere. It is understandable mistake." All right, Rablather Black Pearl Michelle. Faye Weller, good afternoon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's go over now to our WhatsApp line. Not WhatsApp. I knew I was forgetting something or someone. Raskava has been holding for 7 minutes and 35 seconds. Sorry about that, Raskava. Over to you. Greetings. Welcome. Are you there? Raskava?
You hear me?
Hearing you now. Go ahead, please.
When them ginger finger you may have, right, go on the pause button and pause it. Not to validate what the brethren was saying about the name, but in this is what we grow. Information passed down from one ancestor to the other. Hence we know the quality of the herbs and what they do. So it's experience rather than lab.
No, we weren't. If you are listening carefully, and there goes that noise, that annoying noise again. Sorry. Let's mute Raskava while I'm talking. We understand that, as we said, we drink the teas as well and all of that to build up the immune system. But when one is now going to make a direct link between drinking neem and fighting COVID-19, we don't have that data. We don't have that data. COVID-19, this strain of the coronavirus is almost two years old. And it's fine if, as I said earlier on, if you're going to talk about the health benefits of these herbs and other plants and the value and the nutrients and all of that, that is fine. But remember that there is no cure at this stage for COVID-19. There's not a cure. So to present neem as a cure is totally different from saying, boy, neem has these health benefits, whether you learned them from one generation to another or you read about them. Because I have a few books at home that tell me all about these things as well. So I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. But if anything else, what these herbs and the ginger and the turmeric and the the garlic and all these things that those who have been battling COVID-19 who have used, those items would have impacted the symptoms of COVID-19, not COVID-19 itself, but the symptoms. And what the vaccine does, as we all know, is to minimize the impact of COVID-19. Once COVID-19 gets in your system, if your system if your immune system is strong enough, and whether by virtue of the vaccine or natural immunity, and you are able to fight that off, more power to you. But the question is usually, for how long will that immunity last? So the only dissonance between what the caller was saying and what I was saying was the fact that he was proceeding to make a direct link, as if to say it's been confirmed that the neem can cure COVID-19.
That's why I said I was validating what he was saying. I was just telling you how people know what the herb does in the hills that I grew up. So he could only be saying that if he had the virus and that's what he used to cure it. But he didn't say anything about that.
Yes. So any treatment at all that we administer in our homes based on what our parents and grandparents would have taught us would be an attempt to treat the symptoms, not the actual virus, which is still running rampant worldwide. Your audio has gone out of whack.
Yeah, I hear it anyway.
Yes, much better.
So we're just feeling up all the ones who were born in the best month of the year.
Which month is that? October?
No, so you can't get DEST out of that. It's October, I know.
But I don't know who told you there was any other month. There's only 1 month.
Yeah, only 1 month alone you get DEST out of. And that makes it September.
When is your day again? I don't remember.
It's today.
Oh, it's today. Out there.
So, I'm Thanksgiving coming. I feel no pain, I'm not hungry, and I feel as I was feeling in 1950 and all of them time. That is here I feel, so I give thanks,
Yes.
And all the ones who are celebrating this day, we need to give thanks to life, because when you look around you could be in a worse situation than you find yourself in. And for all those who weren't born in the best month, better luck, man. You might have a better chance next time, so don't worry.
No, well, we wish you well. We wish you well, Raskava. We long life, as Winston Williams likes to say, long life and good health to you, and just continue to do the things that have demonstrated to you that they work and that they make a difference, and just trod on, as they say. Isn't that what you would say in Rastafari? Rastafarian is a language by itself, Trod. Yes.
Safe trod.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I give thanks to that wish, but I know if you put it well here now, so we can take that out early. It's a good gift that water in life.
Well, COVID-19 is everywhere, so it means you are not going to be throwing a party, or nobody will be throwing a party for you this evening, right?
No, sir, virtually otherwise.
All right.
Just give thanks to what acknowledge it and send me a wish and all of that. I don't want to send me no care the people, them I use people's words. Just tell me from your own lips of your own words. Regardless of how liquid it might be. But some people have some beefy and some Ojimo and what kind of thing they use up with other people trying to make them money. I make money after you. Me not then sitting there. I tell you, agree to me use me one words.
That's right.
But give thanks again, and take care of yourself.
Yes, long life and good health we wish you, Rascava.
Yeah, man, that's all we need.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Carol Boyth is the first out of the blocks online to wish Rascava blessed earth strong, she says. And no doubt Rascava is receiving it warmly. Ellis Dugan, who is in a place called London. Is it London, Ontario? Yeah, London, Canada, somewhere there. Good afternoon to you, Ellis. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I think somebody's trying to call through, but because we had Parliament on YouTube here. Sorry, it was Glenn who was calling. Glenn, sorry about that. Feel free to call back. All right, let's clear the... Look at all these messages. All right, quickly, let's go through the ones. Let's get to the ones that are relevant to today and the program. Quickly, because we get other messages. Curtis is calling as well. Hang on, please, Curtis, while we try to clear some messages here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon to Tony Kelly. Right. Stephen, hello to you. Just going through quickly. Bear with us, listeners. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I'm happy to join you and my fellow Jamaican brothers and sisters all over this world. It's a pleasure. Sir Malcolm, neoliberalism, colonial ideas have to go. We need new ways of critical thinking by our parliamentarians. Please lead by example, not from the back. Thanks for your message, Cuban in Georgia. Mrs. Palmer says, hi, Dervan, good afternoon. Love the song. Very sad to know the amount of corruption and wrongdoing in our country by those who are to lead by example. Keep up the good work. Thanks for your... Errol in Spanish Town. Curtis is on the line, the WhatsApp line, so that's why you're not getting through. Let's go to the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. The National Irrigation Commission Limited encourages efficient irrigation practices and responsible use of water. By doing so, we will allow the aquifer to be recharged and keep the supply flowing. A message from the National Irrigation Commission Limited. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new hosts who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive. I know there is a future, and I've got to find a way. I want it to do it all the time, all the time, all the time. Yeah, I said it once before, say it once again. Things I used to do, I don't do them anymore. Place I used to go, I don't go there anymore.
Thanks a lot for staying with us on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Ellis Dugan says, Raskava, happy birthday out of London, Canada. So the greetings are pouring in for you, Raskava. And more strength to you. All the very best. Right. So let's just clear these other messages and then we take Curtis's call. Right. So we're seeing all service back up coming on the transmission group on WhatsApp. From, I believe it's the chief engineer. Well, I shall be monitoring. I shall check. Thank you very much, Mr. Chief Engineer. And we hope it will stay that way for a long time. Let's see. Some other messages. Quickly. Michael Paul Brown. Michael in Belplain, Clarendon says, good afternoon, teacher, to you listeners. What a cricket final. And he's referring to the Caribbean Premier League final. And whoever is calling us on the text line, which is the WhatsApp line now, sorry about that. You'll not be able to get through right now because Curtis is on the line. Right? We could always answer and put you on hold, but we don't know how long Curtis will be. So just give us a little time, please, and we'll let you know when Curtis is on, so you will know when Curtis is off. Right. So Michael enjoyed the final. And he says, keep educating the nation. You're one in a million. Keep safe, teacher. God's blessings. I wish you. Thank you. Michael Beresford says, hail, brother Dervan. I have to big you up for not letting the teachable moments slip by. I wish the school teachers would take the same approach, even if English is not their subject area. I wanted to come to Jamaica 2 weeks ago to handle some business. I postponed my trip because of the COVID restrictions. But now I'm second guessing that decision. It seems that if I had come and gotten caught out and about doing my business, I could have given a sincere apology and avoided the legal sanctions. What do you think? Do Jamaicans, Puss and Dog, now have the same luck? Well, you know what we always say on this program. We like to quote Bob Marley. I don't care who the guy is. I don't care who the guy is. And that includes me, obviously. If I run afoul of the law, I must deal with the consequences. Whatever choices I make, I must deal with the consequences. It doesn't matter. As Bob Marley said, I don't care who the guy is. Yes, that is it. I don't know if that answers your question, Beresford. Joan in Bermuda has shared with us the changes to the current public health emergency powers regulations in Bermuda. We'll take a look at them, Joan. Thank you very much for sharing. Ralph says, good day, Dervan. I'm sure you meant Dervan. Never mind, this must have been a typo. I am happy to see Mr. Green resign, and he didn't say I shall return like a former cabinet minister who later became prime minister in 1992. I remember the myriad of scandals back in the 1990 to 2000s. On one occasion, the then prime minister came out and defended his junior minister, who was caught in one of several scandals indicating it was youthful exuberance. I am to see the JLP has taken responsibility to ask members, or did you leave out a word? Did you leave out the word happy? I am happy to see the JLP has taken responsibility to ask members of their party to resign. I am praying and hoping that if and when the PNP regains power, they take a leaf out of the JLP's book and ask members of their party to resign in the same manner. The Westminster system is what would they call it? An honor system, not in the sense of how we generally talk of honor system, meaning, but in the sense that you know what your position is, you know what your standing is, you know what is expected of people in your position, and you comport yourself accordingly. And you know that once you fall out of line, once you go off track, off course, before anybody else does anything or says anything, you are the first to say, I'm off. You are the first to hand in your resignation. Even if it was something that was done in the cover of darkness or under the cover of darkness. Because that is what integrity is. Integrity is doing the right thing even when you think no one is watching. Doing the right thing even when you think no one is watching or looking. That's the idea. So it shouldn't be for the PNP or the JLP to sort of put up their brand of what it means to be honorable. No, that's long established. They just need to play the part. Maybe I shouldn't put it that way, because then what we would get is acting. But to live up to the expectations of those who hold such offices. Thank you. There are so many messages, and we're trying our best because we value your input. Joan in Bermuda says, good day, Sir D, and your global audience. Well, we are not in a good space right now. Our hospital is under great pressure right now. Our frontline workers are burnt out. So happy Mr. Floyd Green was man enough to do the honorable thing, and hope the country will now get back on track. Stay safe. Thank you very much. Keep the messages coming in. We'll try our best to get around to them with a great level of efficiency. Here's Curtis now on the WhatsApp line. Good afternoon, Curtis.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, to our listeners. God bless. Yes, the chief engineer said it was referring to like the Power 106 service and so forth.
Well, that's how I read the message in the group. It seems all the stations in the group that have been having problems, those problems have now been resolved. Has that been your experience?
Well, unless it is since I come on and I came on the phone.
Well, maybe that doesn't apply. Maybe that doesn't apply to Power 106. I'll follow up. In fact, while you're on the line, I'll just post a question in the transmission group to say, let's see now. We always have to, hi, let's just say hi for short. Does this include Power 106? Guess I'll find out in a while. Let's see if I get a reply while you're still on. Yes, please continue. So you're essentially saying you still can't hear Power 106, or is it that you're
not hearing anything from Power 106, Mr. Malcolm. Unless it's just as I called it, then it come back on. And RGR today wasn't hearing anything from 94 also. Just somewhere in the after 2 years it came back on. So I'm saying that if the company market itself as a communication company, then you will have to do better, Mr. Malcolm.
I agree with you.
Because yes.
I dealt with that. Was it yesterday or day before? And it's not the first time I'm having to deal with that on air. To say that just as how as a mega media hub or like any media entity, but this one is huge. This one is mega. That just as how we are hell bent on holding people accountable for what they do or fail to do, it's the same way we must be held accountable because we're in the service of people. People depend on us. And if our signal is not clean enough or is non-existent, then we need to act with dispatch to resolve that. Because if, as I've always said, if the people are not able to hear us on Power 106 FM, then we are talking to ourselves, quite frankly. So over to the transmission team, the technical team. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, what them started to do once and for all, Mr. Malcolm, because as you know, and I hear you talk already, Power 106 was one of the stations. If you dig a hole and go down in there, you could get it. Power 106 and Music 99 when it was controlled by the group there. Anywhere, no other radio station. They pick up anywhere. But no, it just gone, Mr. Malcolm. It is not there again.
Yeah.
It is not there again. So I hope they start to do once and for all.
You're not alone in that regard.
Yeah. I'm saying no, Mr. Malcolm. I hear it is coming from the health ministry that is Pfizer vaccine.
Sorry, your volume is a little high. Let me see if I can touch down on this side. Go again about the vaccine.
Yes. Yeah, the Pfizer vaccine.
Yes.
Might be some persons who get the Pfizer vaccine who are able to get the second dose because they are out of vaccine. So I'm saying that if they know
we're not short of vaccines. Maybe the Pfizer. Because there was a delay. It's out of the control of Jamaica, like so many other things. And so what they have done is to make an adjustment by ceasing to they have stopped administering the Pfizer so that by the time, because I think it is going to take about 3 weeks for the next shipment of Pfizer to arrive on the island. And so they're trying, it's a bit of a balancing act they're trying, so that by that time, some people will once again become eligible for vaccination for that second dose. And so that's the understanding. So it's not that, I know it's easy to say, well, they should have planned better, etc. No, it's not. They didn't have any control over it. And for the most part, remember, we had been struggling to get vaccines for a long time until the floodgates opened. And we have been getting vaccines from left, right, and center. But then this particular shipment, Pfizer, where it's coming from, there are delays. There are delays. Logistical and related matters, and that's why they're trying a bit of a balancing act right now until the next shipment arrives, which is within the next 3 weeks, hopefully less than 3 weeks.
So, as to your understanding of it, those who are to get their second dose will get their second dose from this weekend on.
Hold on, please.
Hallelujah. At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4:01.
It's riveting, thought-provoking, and interesting. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays 7:15 to 9 a.m. Join Jody and Quarry on Mondays and Tuesdays and Sanjay Lewis on Wednesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays.
as they set your agenda and break down the issues and keep you informed on what matters to you most. It's the Morning Agenda on Power 106 FM, weekdays 7:15 to 9 a.m. only on Power 106 FM.
Dr. Jackie is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. September is Prostate Cancer Month, and this Wednesday, September 15, we'll discuss the basics on prostate cancer and the impact it has on the immune system. Also, tune in for the exciting Healthy Conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as she speaks about ways on how to deal with worry. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, P.I. Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century, National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living, Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, Let's Save Water, Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town, Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2, Old Harbor, and Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, September 15 at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
All the time, all the time. Yeah, I said it once before, and I can say it once again. Things I used to do, I don't do them anymore. Place I used to go, I don't go there anymore. Well, I say it once before, and I can say it twice again. Hallelujah.
Que ora es en espagnol, son las 4:04. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:04. Science, TDN le, 4 DN Liang 4 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. Are you still there? Hello? Did we lose Curtis? I think we did. Sorry about that, Curtis. Sorry about that. Let's continue. Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is asking, why are we bringing up 1990s and all the political jargon? Because that's typical in Jamaica. Remember during the last, was it the last election campaign or the one before the last, where it was scandal for scandal? Yeah. This, yeah, and yeah, it just sums up where we are. Yeah. Can we simply start here, says Carol, start holding people accountable going forward? Dervan integrity is lacking these days, says Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thank you very much, Carol, for your message on Facebook Live. On YouTube, who is this now? Coupon with the Fam says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. I think Mr. Floyd, I think you have the wrong Floyd here, though. It's not Floyd. And it's a common thing I hear on radio. People calling Senator Dr. Floyd Morrison. He's not Morrison, he's Morris. And you have the wrong Floyd here, Coupon with the Fam. But let's, in light of all that has happened within the last 24 to 48 hours, we have no reason to doubt that you are not referring to Floyd Green. So we'll read the message as such. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. I think Mr. Floyd Green did the right thing and stepped aside. Truth, in fact, I'm pretty sure Andrew, A-N-J-U, I'm pretty sure Andrew will place him somewhere else, says Coupon with the fam. Natalie Winter says, Happy Earth Strong Rastafari, one love, we wish you well. And that's for Raskava. Natalie says, Hi, the YouTube feed is being jammed. I don't know what that is. Vaccination or not, Jamaicans break rules. And Curtis says, I got disconnected. Nothing from Power 106 still, Sir Malcolm. Well, let's see if anybody in the transmission group has responded. Nope. So I guess that doesn't include Power 106. Janelle says, Hi, I'm not hearing Power in Monique. It was out yesterday as well. I've been using the app since yesterday. And so we'll just send your message to the transmission group and see what happens. Errol in Spanish Town says, Hi, Dervan. I think the minister was deliberately set up by someone. Now, this is conspiracy now. Now, to be able to come to such a conclusion, one would think that you have the evidence that someone deliberately, not just out of fun, as young people do and not so young people do in at events where they're having a good time. Once you're having, it's a Jamaican thing actually. Once we're having a good time, we want the world to know. Although at the base of it is a thing called happiness, and happiness must be shared. Happiness must be shared. Another day we deal with that. But yeah, was it just people who are having fun, just wanting to share the fun? Because we know my late mother would say, what is joke to you is death to me. Or the frog. She said the frog would say, what is the frog say, what is joke to you is dead to me or dead to him. Yeah. So was it just all in the name of fun in inverted commas? Or is it that you're suggesting that someone deliberately set up the whole scenario in order to bring down the minister? Now, where is the evidence of that? Anyway, the message goes on. Set up by someone who he thought was his friend. It reminds me of Damian Crawford. Those voice notes, those conversations, that conversation on the phone that was recorded. Yeah. They set up by someone who he thought was his friend. Anyhow, all is not lost for Mr. Green. The fact that he came out and apologized and then handed in his resignation, it is a breath of fresh air in Jamaican politics. There's hope for Mr. Green. I still see him as a future leader of the JLP. Take heart, Mr. Green. There's still for you. All right, Errol in Spanish Town, thank you for your message. Ralph says, Hi, Carol. And this is Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I am with you in moving forward, but we have to remember where we're coming from to move forward. We have to juxtapose what happened then and the seeming improvements that are evident today to move forward. We can't start from today and erase what happened in the past. Ralph. Thank you for your message, Ralph. And Curtis, hold on. Curtis message. All right, which messages did we send to the transmission group? Let's see. I'm not hearing Power 106 in Monique. Oh, that came in on this. All right, watch what we're going to do now. We are going to send these additional messages to the WhatsApp group for the transmission TV radio team to check out. And so we're going with, is it on this one? Let's go with this one. No, that's not it. Hold on, this one. Bear with us, listeners. We're just making sure that those who have not been hearing Power 106 FM are heard. And we just need to copy and paste these messages so that, where is transmission? Transmission. In just a moment, bear with us. Transmission. It's trying to get to the transmission WhatsApp group. Transmission, it's not this one. Let's go to this one. This one. Transmission. All right, so we're there now. So we're going to copy these messages from YouTube, from Curtis in Monique. Although you don't state that it's Monique here, Curtis, you have to help us when you send these messages and be clear where you are messaging from. So we're pasting this now in the chat box. And this is Claremont St. Anne. We're adding that for you, Curtis. And we have sent it. And then the other message now also on YouTube from Yvette Johnson. Says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I'm not hearing Power 106 in Bensonton, St. Anne. So we're copying that message and we're pasting it in the transmission group. Let's see if we get any response. Here's a text message on the Power 106 FM text and WhatsApp line. Good evening, good afternoon. Mr. Malcolm, why do we have a Supreme Court? Does Supreme mean highest rank, highest authority, but yet Supreme Court is overruled by the appeal? I think you mean the appeal court. Doesn't make much sense. Richard. Well, Richard, because to err is human. The justice system has to have checks and balances. Because as human beings, we're subject to all kinds of things. We can be coerced, we can be bribed, we can be corrupted, and all of these things. We can also lose our faculty and our faculties, and that results in skewed decisions. It could be a myriad of things. So the idea is, just as how if we are not satisfied, we go to one doctor and we want to get a second opinion and sometimes a third opinion. Well, the idea is it's along those lines. So it's about checks and balances. That's what it's about. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide a riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive. I want it to be good all the time, all the time, all the time.
once again.
Que hora es en español? Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:17. 现在几点了？4点17分。17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Let's go to the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Good.
Clyde Green is what him apologize for and resign for.
On the face of it, flaunting, or I beg your pardon, flouting, some might say flaunt too, but flouting the disaster aspects of the Disaster Risk Management Act. And distastefully sort of, and some would say in an almost mockingly blurting out the terms like toast to No Movement Day. Of course, nobody except one, I think, or maybe one person was wearing a mask and it was under her chin. But and that kind of closeness and no physical or social distancing, and just the general behavior. It's most unbecoming, especially at a time when people have to be locked down.
Yeah.
And all kinds of constraints have been brought to bear on all of us.
Yeah.
On the one hand, and then we look and we see one who is supposed to be a servant of the people, flossing, and as we say in Jamaican street parlance, and just it's like in your face, rubbing it in your face. They might not have set out to do that, but that's exactly how it came across. And so the state would have lost whatever little moral authority it has left, not to have taken the action that has been taken, where the minister has been relieved or has resigned with however it went, but essentially relieved from portfolio responsibility for agriculture and fisheries.
Yeah. I do. But in a case like that, where Clyde Green behave like that, that means that the Prime Minister supposed to call him one side and rough him up.
Well, there is speculation about the Prime Minister's response, but from all indications, it wasn't a warm response. There are all kinds of reports of the Prime Minister being infuriated and really upset about what happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
It seemed that the Prime Minister rough him up and deal with him rough, but that's why he resigned. And
no, the impression is that he did the honorable thing.
Yeah.
That's the impression, that he did the honorable thing. But obviously the Prime Minister would have read the Riot Act, or read him the Riot Act, as they would say.
So resign and leave. It's come like somebody in authority, every than him, give him a way when he didn't like it. And I believe...
No. There's no indication of that. It's not, your imagination is taking you a little outside of the realm of that which we have been
I
discussing.
believe the Prime Minister deal with him very court. And that's why
all speculation.
the Prime Minister deal with him very court. Because that nice guy, like, I listen to him. I remember when me have a radio program, me have a calling program at 102, you know. A nice guy, man. And I believe the Prime Minister talk to him sound like a dangerous way when I like to. That's why I resign. Because I am nothing too tough. He could apologize to the people of Jamaica and still have him job. I don't know. Him not do nothing like what some of them do over America. And the former president of the United States, the guy, we're losing his job, lose the president the other day. Fly doing nothing to him. He could apologize. Eh?
You don't think he should have apologized?
I think he could apologize and still have him job.
Oh. Well.
I don't know great dangerous thing him though. Him not abuse the underage person.
Well, everybody, and this is where how we view these things is a function of what our belief system is. What kind of value system are we operating on? So you're clearly operating on a value system that doesn't see anything wrong. The most you think he should have done is apologize. Well, your position is quite clear.
Yeah, I want to happy birthday to that name, to the dreadlock. When name? The gentleman.
Rascava,
yeah.
Yes.
Rascava is from Elizabeth, you know. And him leave Elizabeth and come take position at Clarendon.
Oh.
You know that I don't St. Elizabeth come from?
No, I'm not. I don't think he has ever.
Yeah, man. In the clothes himself, man. At Clarendon, he live now, man.
Right. So you're a St. Elizabeth man too?
Me no, at Clarendon, me come from, man.
Oh.
He come from Maypen, Clarendon. I was born in Effordsville, a place named Palm. Where the baddest man come from.
No, well, we're not into touting badness here.
Not touting.
So, no, if that's the best thing you can tell us about your community, come on now, Mr. Wilson. Please. Anyway, it's good to hear from you. Thank you for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello? Lost that caller. Sorry about that. Person got tired of holding, tired of waiting. Sorry about that. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. This one says, good afternoon. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Rascaba. She says, thank you for your message. Patriotic Jamaican in New York on WhatsApp says, so Mr. Malcolm, I know this sounds very cynical, but the same way one listener says the minister was set up, couldn't we ask what if the minister himself set it up as a way of exiting his post? No, that's in the realms of the ridiculous, but I get the point you're making. This could be his way of getting out of a job he might have wanted to leave, but needed an excuse to do so. What a way! That would be just idle. That would be just idle, patriotic Jamaican. I don't know much about the gentleman, but on the face of it, his stepping down looks principled, a trait that's lacking in our leaders in Jamaica these days. To the phone lines once again. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, me just coming out at the vineyard, man, and me always listen to you when I come inside. I want to the Minister of Agriculture.
He has resigned.
Why resigned, sir?
He's taking responsibility for his actions captured in a video where he was with a group of friends, apparently, including a counselor, as in a member of one of the municipal corporations, Andrew Bellamy. And they were having a grand time with champagne and the works, and proposing a toast to No Movement Day and shower labor rights, and sort of a bit over over the top, and he has been getting a lot of flack for it ever since the video went viral. And the Prime Minister had a meeting with him this morning, and the outcome is that he's no longer the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. He has apologized in the letter and said some other things as well, and apologized to the people of Jamaica and his family, etc., etc. And so that's what happened.
All right, so thank you for the information. Because I just come in and tune in the area, me I listen, me just hear, me don't know what's going. Thanks, sir.
Yes,
And
you're welcome.
and have a good evening, sir.
You too. All right, take care. Here's another call. This one is on WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes, let me warn you that we have diaspora check-in at 4:30.
All right.
5:30 your
Yeah,
time.
I won't take long.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, regard to Mr. Green, because the last caller said there's nothing to resign about that. Yes, I mean, I can understand if you breach some criminal law or some more serious law, but if you're out there with your friend, you must socialize and picture take and go. You apologize and keep a job.
Yeah, well, again, as I said to him, I'll say to you, it's a function of where your values, what your value system is, what you stand for as an individual, and how you feel when you take up a position where you swear to be this and that and more, and then at some point along the line or down the line, you do something that is considered distasteful, crass, disrespectful, showing disregard for the Disaster Risk Management Act in terms of not wearing masks, not physical distancing, shouting out. It was almost like treating the whole thing like a mockery, like mocking No Movement Day and then throwing in the politics in the mix, shower labor right and etc. So, but you obviously, like Mr. Wilson, don't see anything wrong with that. Well, it's according to your. It tells us more about your value system. So that's your value system. Then so be it. We have to go to the if you can get back on before 5, so be it. But we have to go to the feature now. Sorry about that. Thanks for calling.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing discussions to spice up your night. It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Look like she did love me to me. But me still, there's she pushed me out, so do my best, anyway.
That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
Diaspora Check-In during both sides of the story is brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
It's very hard to find. I know there is a future and I've got to.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5:29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:29. 现在几点了？5点加29分. 29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. It's a Wednesday afternoon, just after 4:30, and that means time for Diaspora Check-In, brought to you by Western Union, moving money for better. And who better to join us at this time than the illustrious Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative for the Northeast USA, educator par excellence, Dr. Karen Dunkley. Good afternoon. Welcome. How are you?
Good afternoon. Greetings and salutations, as always, Dervan, to you and your listeners, global listeners, and just shouting out to everybody in Jamaica, knowing that, boy, we're under siege with the pandemic, but we're giving thanks for life.
Amen to that. Let's get straight to it. You're doing more than that, actually, because you're still doing a lot of work behind the scenes as the global diaspora representative, global Jamaica diaspora representative for the Northeast USA. In fact, there's an initiative that you're involved in that is scheduled to take place pretty soon to demonstrate support for frontline workers in Jamaica and just Jamaicans in general as far as this phase of the COVID-19 pandemic is concerned. Can you bring into the loop those who perhaps missed that discussion on Saturday and are learning, or perhaps, well, we haven't said much because we want you to tell them, Dr. Dunkley, but for those who would like to hear, what is this initiative now that the Global Jamaica Diaspora representative for the Northeast USA, Dr. Karen Dunkley, and others are a part of?
Thank you again, Dervan, especially for, as always, supporting the diaspora in Jamaica Connecting. This mission is a COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica. It is under the auspices of the Consul General, Alvian Wilson, OD, who is the Consul General in New York, and the lead partners around this COVID-19 medical mission. We have to absolutely acknowledge Dr. Trevor Dixon from Jaja Foundation. That is a hallmark, a landmark foundation. Help Jamaica Medical Mission, Dr. Robert Clark, and certainly our own Jamaica Diaspora Northeast Health Sector, Ms. Claudette Powell, and our partners, the Ministry of Health and Wellness in Jamaica, who have accepted the proposal for medical practitioners from the diaspora to provide Dervan field hospital support to Savlamar Hospital and to support our frontline workers there, or medical workers. It's really human resource support for field hospitals. And this is a big moment for us because it's a global initiative across the entire United States. So we have different types of physicians, nurses, and respiratory therapists, vaccinated volunteers only, who will come to Jamaica for 7 to 10 days. It's a 7 to 10 day rotation. We're beginning with a 3-month project, and it might be 6 months, but we're going to plan and begin with 3, and hopefully we will have weathered the pandemic, or at least stabilized the COVID-19 situation in Jamaica by then.
It sounds like quite an undertaking. What's the approach that is being employed in pulling it together?
We have quite a collaborative team. One of the points to punctuate is that when we work with Jamaica, is that the diaspora, we're not coming in as saviors, because there are no saviors here. We're not coming in because we know better than. We're simply coming in to say that you have an extra set of hands. We're all Jamaicans, and we love everybody knows our navel string, cut to Jamaica. So here you have an extra set of hands and thought partners to come in and give some support where needed. And to pull it together, we have had our weekly meetings and strategy sessions with Mr. Courtney Cephas pulling together the Jamaica team. And then we, here in the diaspora, Dr. Clark, Dr. Dixon, Ms. Powell, Dr. Rule, and myself, we've pulled together the partners across certainly the Northeast, but also, quite frankly, much of the United States. And so we have organizations such as the Organization for International Development, Dr. Roy Street. He's no stranger to medical missions in Jamaica. The Jamaica Nurses Group of New York. We have the LJBR Davis Foundation and the MEJAC Foundation. And we have Dr. Elaine Knight, Jamaica Nationals Association, coming out of the DMV area, really pulling around this. So we're organizing because, Dervan, we need to focus on recruitment. Our goal is to have anywhere from 50 to 100 individuals who register and actually go on the mission.
Well, again, it is, as I said, it's quite an undertaking. So, what kind of take up have you been getting, especially from potential volunteers?
We are thankful. God is good. There's such excitement around the project that we have currently registered 31 volunteers registered online. It's a combination of different types of physicians, nurses. We have one person who registered for support and respiratory therapists. And so we are confident, in fact, we can be overconfident here that we will absolutely meet and if not outperform. We're going to exceed our goal of 50 persons because if we're at 31, then we know by the next 2 weeks we will ramp up heavily. And Dervan, is this a good place to share the website for those who
by all means,
register?
By all means, because that's where I was going next. For those who are who would like to be a part of the volunteer corps, those who want to be a part of this COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica, whether you're physicians, remind us, physicians, nurses,
respiratory therapists, or support staff. You know, if you want these initiatives require a lot of background. We have our Consul General, Alfion Roach Wilson, has been very supportive. There's a lot of peace. Mr. Courtney Cephas again, and then the planning team that I highlighted before. And people say, Lord Karen, why you always have to call people names? It's important because we're volunteers, Dervan, and people are giving of their time, their talent, and treasure. So we don't do this for accolades. We're volunteers.
Yes.
But what we have to do is at least give gratitude. We don't want to be like the 9 lepers. So let's be like the 1 leper who went back to say thanks.
So what do I need to know before I put up my hand to say, yes, I am ready, I am prepared to make that trip to Jamaica to be a part of this medical mission?
So the first thing you need to know is absolutely go online at www.janed.org. It's janed.org. It is big and bold. You're going to be able to click on the COVID-19 medical mission registration form, and it gives you the information and the time. So you must be fully vaccinated. Absolutely. You must have an active license or credential in the area that you're going to check that you're able to perform support and services. And we have a comprehensive list on this website. It's a drop-down menu, to make sure you click on the drop-down menu. And then we have a space for other, because obviously the list is exhaustive and we cannot cover everything. But you need to know that we are planning for 7 to 10 day rotations in Jamaica. And we, by the way, Dervan, we have an information session for the Jamaica Diaspora Northeast Think Tank tomorrow, September 16th, as well as the Jamaica Diaspora Northeast Health Sector. So anyone who would like to attend, this is a Zoom session, they can send an email to me at nediaspora@gmail.com, nediaspora@gmail.com. For this particular information session, we want focused people only, because we are absolutely targeting the COVID-19 medical mission. So if you would like to attend, we'll send you the link. But we're not going to discuss a potpourri like we usually do. This is focused for COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica, launching in October for 10th. Field hospital support, it's human resources to Savannah Lamar Hospital.
I suspect, my mother used to talk about not coming with a too long hand. I suspect, although it's a medical mission in the sense of members of the Jamaican diaspora and even friends of Jamaica suiting up and coming in and rolling up the sleeves and helping fellow Jamaicans here at home in the fight against COVID-19. but one suspects that you might very well be carrying one or two items as well, depending on what is happening or not happening.
Absolutely. We have a needs list. We know that there are some items, and we're going to really finalize what these items should be with our partners in Jamaica, because they're the closest to the situation. So they absolutely know what's happening on the ground, and we want to leverage this insight, whether it's regarding PPE or regarding some supplements. And we will actually have drop boxes or drop spaces across the United States where people can bring these items, which we will ship. So to your point, Dervan, people can bring their talent, but we love if you are not able to volunteer and be in Jamaica, then to your point, nobody come with you too long hand. And here is this, Dervan, they can give Jaja Foundation. Go to JAJAH, Jaja Foundation, and you can absolutely contribute. Dr. Dixon has a very strict and strong governance system that I believe in. Jaja Foundation is extremely organized, and let me recognize and shout out Karen Shields. So you can also contribute. It's cash or kind, so it takes cash to cure. If you want to give a contribution towards the COVID-19 medical mission, you can go to Jaja Foundation and you can give. We're not from the Diaspora Think Tank. We are not enabled to collect funds, and so we want to leverage a partner with a strong accountability and governance system to do so.
And is there a deadline by which people must respond to the call for volunteers for this medical mission from the diaspora to Jamaica?
Absolutely. The time is now. We're hopeful that within the next 2 weeks that we can absolutely say to you, Ambassador Malcolm, by the time we get to September 29th, that we have our first cohort of 50 volunteers landing on the soil. And so the deadline is now. If you can get in your paperwork by the 20th, because remember, we do have to think about accommodations. We do have to make sure that you can find a reasonable ticket, because this is a true service, because people have to purchase their own tickets. I know that we are working with the Consul General of New York, as well as with a good friend and partner in the grill that Dr. Dixon has shared her information in terms of securing accommodation, but those are all the back end pieces. So a hard would be September 22nd. That would be the perfect. The good would be September 29th.
And again, as we wrap, because this is a teaser and it's part of a series of interviews that we'll be doing leading up to the actual period of work, of service. Just remind us of the details for those who want to be a part of the experience. One moment, let's just take this break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45. Our family and friends are a big part of who we are. And when it comes to keeping you connected to them, Grace Kennedy Money Services Western Union makes it safer and easier. Now friends and family overseas can use the Western Union app or westernunion.com to send money directly to your bank account without leaving home. Receive a Western Union money transfer directly into your bank account with a direct-to-bank service. Register online at gkmsonline.com and share your banking details with your sender so you don't have to leave home to collect.
Renovating your bathroom, or maybe you're in need of plumbing repairs? Jamaica Plumbing Supplies is your one-stop store for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit our new Portmore showroom at 62 Congreve Park, Nagohead, or 56 Malines Road, Kingston, and let our experienced staff provide you with quality products and efficient solutions. For more info or to shop online, visit JamaicaPlumbingSupplies.com. Jamaica Plumbing Supply. Let's save water.
Power Talk has been a unique source of discourse on matters of public interest, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk brings you the new host who will take talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for for brand new features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Crossgill Wednesday to Friday on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive. Place I used to go, I don't go there anymore. Yeah, I say it once before, and I can say it twice again. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5:13. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:13. 现在几点了？5点加13分。13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned in to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, in an extended edition of Diaspora Check-In, brought to you by Western Union, moving money for better. Our guest is the Global Jamaica Diaspora representative for the Northeast USA, and I believe I'm leaving out something. You chair a particular working group. I'm remembering now, Dr. Karen Dunkley.
Yes, indeed, Dervan. And what a memory you have, because you cover such a range of diaspora matters and individuals. So thank you so much for really considering us. And this is the People Work Group, and the People Work Group is responsible for health. Health is one of the areas that sits under the People Work Group, and education. And we, time and time again, each time there is a conversation with the diaspora, these two areas emerge as the ones that individuals are most connected and concerned about, in addition to crime. But definitely these two are always at the top two.
Right. So for those who just got in the car and turn on and they have the radio on Power 106 FM, or those just getting home, or maybe they're home, maybe they were in the kitchen or outside and they're now closer to the radio. If they missed all that we have said so far, let's see if we can give them a summary of this latest discussion we've been having, and prime them for what is to come. Please, Dr. Dunkley.
Absolutely. And what is coming again is this COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica. And the single, or I should say at least the primary goal, is to provide human resources, provide help, extra hands that are qualified and competent to provide care to the people of Jamaica at the Savannah Lamar Hospital. And it's the Field Tent Hospital. We want to lift this project by October. We're planning for 3 months. If we need to stay for 6, we will. And we're looking for different types of physicians. There's a special call for internists based on the meeting we had with the Ministry of Health and our partners in Savlamar. So if you're an internist or any other type of physician, we welcome you. We welcome our nurses and our respiratory therapists. You can go to janed.org, www.janed.org, and click on the COVID-19 Medical Mission registration form. You fill it out, and then we will be back in touch with you. Right now, we're at 31 submissions, the last count. Our goal is to have 50 individuals ready to go so we can be on the ground in the first mission cohort, which means we need 60 just in case something happens.
Well, it's quite an undertaking, but we know the Jamaican diaspora is up to the task. We're here to keep Jamaicans continue to keep Jamaicans at home and abroad informed and in touch with these developments. We look forward to serializing these interviews as we continue the build up to the COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica. Dr. Dunkley, in the meantime, I know you've mentioned JNED, and of course, you've mentioned Dr. Trevor Dixon's Jaja Foundation as well. is there a way that people who might not be able to make it to be a part of the volunteer crew, that they would be able to make a contribution towards, maybe they have some massive tent or some device, etc., that obviously would have to pass some scrutiny.
Right.
But for those who'd like to make a contribution, whether monetary or otherwise, which channel would they use?
We encourage them absolutely to go to jajafoundation.org
Okay.
and to contribute whatever they would like. If it is that they prefer the kind, they can follow our social media, Jamaica Diaspora Northeast USA. It's JNet as well. There's a big map with the 14 states we represent, and we will also send out via our listserv to see what we will in terms of items or kind. But again, go to jajafoundation.org. You can make a cash contribution and stay tuned for the list. We, Dervan, we're responding to the needs of Jamaica. So we're just really going to publicize what it is that they are articulating as the needs. So we're not just buying anything. So we're really focused so we can get the best outcome.
And that's the best way. Well done, Dr. Dunkley. Thank you so much for the work you continue to do in service to Jamaica, land we love. And we look forward to speaking with you and other members of the voluntary corps who will be part of the COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica. We look forward to speaking with you again. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Walk good and one love.
You too.
Stay safe.
You too. Thank you very much, Dr. Karen Dunkley. She's an educator by profession, and the Global Jamaica Diaspora representative for the Northeast USA. And she also chairs the People Work Group of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, giving us an update there. You can stay tuned for more of that. That's it for this week's edition of Diaspora Check-In, brought to you by Western Union. I almost said Western Money. Western Union. Let's get it right. Western Union, moving money for better.
Diaspora Check-In during both sides of the story was brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
We're coming close to the end of today's edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM. Carol, the discussions are raging. Carol Boyth in Calgary, Canada says, why are we bringing up... No, I read that one already. Hold on. Dr. Renee Zazu Williamson says, greetings from Stamford, Connecticut. Blessed earth strong to the king, the ancient Raskava. And thank you very much. I'm sure Raskava welcomes the greeting. And Carol says, Ralph, I understand that we cannot move forward without the past. However, we ought to quit the bickering and all that, and stand together to ensure those hired, voted by the people, uphold the office representing them. Bernard Farquharson says, Mr. Malcolm, it's my birthday. Good here in Detroit, Michigan. Well, happy birthday to you, Bernard Farquharson. All the very best to you and all the other Jamaicans and friends in Detroit, Michigan. Carol in Calgary, Canada says, where she asks, is this gentleman serious? He should simply apologize and keep his job. Then we wonder why we're where we are as a people, country. #wow. Travis the Gifted Hansen says, good afternoon to Dervan and everyone. Gulf Shores, Alabama. Welcome from the Gulf Shores of Alabama, Travis the Gifted Hansen. Good to have you on board. Lloyd in Philadelphia is sharing his location with us. He's on the road again, boarding his flight. Well, he has boarded his flight on his way to Chicago, Illinois. And let me see. No, my way to Chicago, Illinois. Just going back to work. Continue to be safe, Lloyd. All the best. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Wednesday, the 15th of September, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
Things I used to do, I don't do them anymore. Place I used to go, I don't go there anymore. Well, I say it once before, and I can say it twice again. Well, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yeah, I made up my mind to do good all the time. 'Cause all the time I found myself walking on the line. From I was a little boy, my parents used to say, a man must do good all the time, all the time, all the time. I would like to find a friend who really have the love. A good friend in this world is very hard to find. I know there is a future, and I've got to find a way to keep on doing good all the time, all the time, all the time. We hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news at 5.